Hey, everybody. We are live. We are live. Yep, buddy. Got a couple more minutes before we let people on here or before people get on here. How's everybody doing this evening? There's 6 people. We got a few people. Yeah, it may look a little different to you tonight. Yeah. Got to change it up every now and then. John, how you doing? I don't know if Rob is on here or still or whatever, but if Rob, if you're on here, how are you? Let's make sure everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. Hey, how's it going? All right, still got about 3 minutes or so before the top of the hour. Just got to get on here and make sure everything is okie dokie. What's up, Crow? How you doing? Making sure the audio is okay, video is okay. Dude, yeah, it's the first time I shaved in years, so no, don't worry about it. It's growing back. Yeah, I haven't been clean shaven, and I can't tell you how long. Oh, just decided to just buzz it. I mean, sometimes we get a wild hair up our butt, and we just do stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense. Yep, Paul Babyface. Yep, who is this guy? How's it going, James? How's it going, Paul? Yep. You guys can hear everything okay? See everything okay? No issues? I'm the only one of us kids that ever saw dad without a beard. You're talking about your dad, I assume, right? Yeah, my sister saw me for the first time in years without this, and she said I look just like our dad. A little blurry? Yeah, okay. Hopefully it'll work itself out. I still got to upgrade our internet connection. Who let the bald beaver in the room? Shut up, Chuck. Oh, man. Yeah, my coworkers really freaked out. My granddaughter just a little bit ago. I look like your Aunt Esther. My daughter video called me a little bit ago. My granddaughter got on and she's like, ooh, Pawpaw. She said, what did you do? I said, I shaved. And she says, I don't like it. Because she's only seen me with just the beard and everything. So you guys don't worry about it. It's growing back now. So, yeah. Sometimes I get really bad dry skin and it just irritates me to the point to where I just really just want to shave it off. And this time it got to that point where it had to go. So, yeah. All right, 7:00 and we're ready to rock. Wait for a few more people to get on here. Give them another minute. There we go. We got some people coming on now. Yeah, don't adjust your TV or monitor or whatever like that, or your computer, whatever you're looking through your phone. Yep, I shaved everything off. Yep, but it's growing back. Don't worry about it. By the end of next week, it'll be full beard again. It grows back pretty quick. All right, so cool. We might have a couple of guests pop on here tonight. I sent out a couple of links. Can't really tell you who they are, just in case they don't show, which one of them said that he might not be able to. Yes, please, if you will, hit that like button, if you will. What's up, Sergeant? How you doing? All right. Okay. Well, tonight's subject is near and dear to my heart. And my wife can probably tell you that the same thing. It's when is a collection too big? How's it going, Tyrone? Angel, how you doing? Um, so we're going to be talking about that because it kind of coincides with the last stream that I did, last one or two streams about different Patreons and stuff, about how many there are out there. And, when is too much enough? Or when is however much enough? So we're going to kind of touch on a little bit of that because a lot of people have been saying, hey, it's kind of like, I'm printing way too much. Of course, I do. I'm printing way too much. I got nowhere to put it. And I'm really just wanting to maybe just stop altogether. So, hey, Enzo's here. Cool. How you doing, buddy? Um, so that's what we're going to kind of talk about a little bit because I know a lot of people get frustrated, having too much to print. They're getting overwhelmed or whatever. We'll talk about collections a little bit. So, no, I am not talking about big in reference to the number of pieces or size of pieces I have. No, talking about overall collection as a whole, whether it's big pieces, how many you got, whether you're running out of room or not. It just overall together. So what we'll talk about is, get that out of my face a little bit. We'll talk about like how big is your collection? What are you going to get to the point to where you got everything that you want, all the characters you want, and you're satisfied with your collection, and maybe you're going to print something else or paint something else or whatever. We'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll actually tell you about when I think like my collection is enough or too big or whatever like that, because I'm kind of to the point to where, believe it or not, I'm getting there. I mean, I am really, really getting out of room here. I mean, I've actually, true story, I was talking to my wife the other night about possibly extending the back part of this room here, back part of the house, and making this room bigger than it already is. And of course, she looked at me like, "You're effing crazy." So, yeah, I mean, I have tons of statues. Of course, probably 90% of them are all Punisher related and stuff. And that's pretty much all I'm printing right now, except for stuff that I'm printing for the channel. And I'm at a crossroads of like what to do with all this stuff after I paint it, after I do a video on it. And there's been some things that I just got rid of. I mean, I just got tired of looking at it and I threw it away. I mean, there's a few things that I did. And everybody's probably going, man, you could have just given it away or whatever. It's just more trouble than it's worth. It's more trouble to box something up and ship it or whatever. But, I just didn't want to fool with it. So that's pretty much what I did with it. I just ditched a lot of it, got rid of it. Yeah, my wife says I'm not crazy to expand the room, but crazy to think the added space will be enough. So I even contemplated the idea. I'm still contemplating the idea of probably leasing like a commercial space or a rental space or something like that where I can, do YouTube from and have all my collection there and all my printers set up to where I'm, doing everything there and not taking up room in my house, because this is starting to kind of spill over a little bit. As I look around me right here, I mean, I really can't really see any other place where I'm going to put another piece. And as crazy as that sounds, I mean, I still have stuff that I want to print. I still have stuff that I'm printing. But I mean, I want it to be part of my collection, but at some point I don't want to be just junky and then, just having just a big bunch of clutter here. So let's talk about that a little bit. Is anybody kind of feeling the same way? Let me know in the comment. Open the Creative Collector Museum. So I have a buddy named Adam that lives in Atlanta, and we're both big Punisher collectors. Adam is actually a really big Punisher collector too. And we've actually talked about that before in the past, about like doing some type of Punisher museum. So with my Punisher collection, I actually had to box up a ton of a ton of stuff to put into storage. So like right now, the majority of my Punisher collection is sitting in a storage room that I'm paying, you know, I'm paying for every month. Whereas before it was like all behind me and stuff, but then I started a YouTube channel. I kind of wanted to make this a 3D printing room, and now it's in storage. So it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's several boxes, several thousands of dollars that I've collected over like 30 something years. And it's just a matter of, what do I do with it? What am I going to do with it all? Right now it's pretty cool to look at. But ultimately, what's the end game? What's going to happen? I mean, granted, I don't plan on quit printing or painting and stuff, especially for the channel and everything anytime soon. I mean, I really would like to do more. But what do I do with all of it? Um, it's more beautiful hoarding. Um, I don't think it's hoarding necessarily because, I mean, everything has a place. I think when you're hoarding, I think it's a matter of you're just collecting junk just to be collecting. There's no rhyme or reason or anything. Um, Aviation magazines from 1974. I can only imagine how many you have. Um, but yeah, like Rob says, I have 14,000 comic books in my basement. Talking about thinning it, and mind you, I keep only one copy of any book. I'm kind of there with you too, Rob. I mean, I've got below me, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long boxes of comics, and they're all Punisher. That's all I collect. Um, it's like I have 14 copies of the ASM 129. Four of them are 9.8s. So I mean, like I could retire probably off of those 14 books, but I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to sell them. I don't want to get rid of them. So maybe once I get old and decrepit and have had enough or whatever, and the wife and I just want to travel or do something like that, then I'll just get rid of everything. But I'd like to continue doing YouTube. Um, that's kind of a good idea, Joe. Maybe raffle them off to pay for the renovation and make room for new ones. Um, my wife's probably thinking, "Oh God, don't give him any ideas." Yeah. Save space by using shelves. Dust. I'm using shelves, and then I mean that's just yeah. And dust is a crazy thing right now. So yeah, and I'm due to dust this room. There's still things that I'm gonna clean up and everything. It's just right now. I've been working my day job like crazy. I mean, like 6 and 7 days a week. Between that and just coming home, man, and I just don't really want to do anything. I mean, just to be honest, let's just be transparent here. Minis, I won't be doing minis. Just not into them. I used to be into them big time. That's how I got started painting. Do a charity raffle. Um, would help getting bills set for a retail space. So when it comes to the retail space or whatever, I'm not going to do retail. I'm not going to sell anything. I just want to have the space to be able to do like, if you've been on Uncle Jesse's site, I mean, he bought an office building or whatever like that where he just does his YouTubing out of. Kind of the same thing, just to either have, um, just the space to do YouTube videos, have my collection and everything, kind of my getaway. The only downside of that is, I spend enough time away from my wife now, and that would probably mean more time away from her, and that's not going to bode well. So I'm trying to think it out. I'm trying to get some ideas and everything, but yeah, that switch to 112 scale. So I have a couple more pieces that I'm printing. One is the Wicked Punisher that just came out, and I'm God, I'm like being like ridiculous here. I know, but I'm printing it in 1/3 scale, and but from going forward, I'm going to start printing stuff at 1/6. That way, I can have print stuff, have a little bit room for it or whatever like that, and not just take up tons of space. Yeah, we can't add enough shelves to the room. Everything, it's just wall to wall right now. Uh, uh, so William, I don't want to sell any statues. When you start doing that, you start opening Pandora's box to copyright infringement and stuff like that, and don't want to get into that. Hey, Paul, that's a good idea. 1/8 scale to match the old Aurora monster models. I really wish I had those models back. I had like every single one that came out, and I love those things. But yeah, I could replace everything I have with 112. Then you can retool your channel for 112 scale, Punisher only channel. You have enough statues for years and years of content. Yeah, about that. I think I think I'm up to 239 Punisher statues. um yeah, my wife's right. If we expanded the room, I'd probably fill it up in a matter of a week. Um, I've got so much stuff, and I've always it's just always brought me peace and joy and stuff. It's just something that I've always liked. I've never been one to play video games. I've never been one to do like a lot of sports. My wife and I very seldom watch TV. I can't tell you the last time our TV has been on. But this is what I like doing. So when I like doing something like this, it's not killing anybody, it's not hurting anybody, it's not taking away from my bills or anything like that, then I got to say that it's good. So start suspending some from the ceiling. That thought has actually crossed my mind, Joe. um, so I've actually wanted to do some like miniature Star Wars models, like spaceships and stuff, and have them kind of hanging down, kind of like a space scene, because the ceiling in here is black. Um, but yeah, I can't store any more Bestas in here. This wall is completely lined up from here down to my desk, and then the other wall here is completely lined up, and across from me is nothing but the detolfs. It's from one end to the other. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 detolfs over there that are just completely full. And yeah, yeah. So I mean, I love doing what I do. It's just a matter of, man, I've got to come up with some happy medium. I'm going to try and start printing things at a smaller scale. Some of the things that I have that are um, not wanting to keep, I'll probably give them away or whatever like that. And I scaled back printers too. I'm down to like 8 printers where I had like 16 printers at one time. And that's not include. I mean, I've got printers in storage. I've got printers here in the box that are still sitting in front of me. I just don't have the space. And so, I mean, anybody else can feel my pain. I'd love to hear some ideas of, some realistic ideas of what I could do. But you tell me, when do you think it's too much? I mean, I think it's too much whenever it starts consuming your house. I mean, I've got statues in my living room and stuff. They've been there for years, even before I started this channel. So that's not the issue now. I don't intend on infringing on the rest of my house with statues and everything. But I kind of have to think about, going forward, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Let's just assume that I'm doing YouTube for the next 10 years and I'm painting all these models and stuff. At some point, I've got to get rid of them. And I mean, again, I just don't have, it's not being one of those, I don't, afraid or anything like that. It's just, I realistically just do not have the time to come home, box up a statue, tape it up, put all the stuff, go to the UPS store and drop it off and send it somewhere. I really don't have the time. You guys don't understand. By the time I get up in the morning at 6:30 and go to work, and I come home and get something to eat and come out here and paint or whatever I'm going to do, it's way past like 11:30 midnight some nights, and I usually go to bed and maybe get 4 or 5 hours of sleep before I get up and do it all over again. So, I mean, I don't have those minutes to really take out of the day to do that sort of thing. Um, so, I mean, for me, it's tough. So I can only imagine like, uh, whatever you guys are, looking into. So I have I have thought of that, Chuck, about like donating to veterans organizations and stuff like that, but there's not one over around here. I mean, there's a VFW, that's about it. But there's no veteran organizations where I live. There's just nothing out here. And to go into Memphis or whatever like that, again, I just don't have the time. Um, let's see. I've learned to edit, something goes on and something has to come out. Yeah. Um, my wife says there's veterans organizations in town. I don't know about here where we live. Swap meets, there's really no swap meets. They do some little comic conventions and stuff like that here, but again, you have to like take off a day to go sit up there and be in that sort of thing. And I don't have time to do it. I mean, I'm already behind on, getting content out and everything, which is killing me because I would like to put out a video a week. I like to put out more than one video a week, but it's like every 2 weeks now because of my day job. It's very demanding right now at the moment. And between coming home from work, spending a little time with my wife and my son, then I just really don't have, no time at all. No time at all. So we'll work it out. But let's talk about you guys. I mean, when do you think a collection is too big? For me, it's running out of room. I mean, essentially, that's when I think a collection is probably too big. I know somebody said it, or a couple of people have said that, you know, um, it's too big whenever you die. Obviously, I'm sure your spouse would probably think otherwise. Um, yeah, a con would be a good way of showing off everything. I thought about that. Again, that's a that's been a thought, but again, it's just a matter of time. Now, my wife would know about nonprofit organizations, considering she works for one. So I am definitely going to take her word for it. It may be something that I look into. Of course, I'll do whatever we can do for our veterans and stuff. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do and stuff, and I'd be more than happy to make a veteran smile just by giving them a model or something like that I've done. So that would be good. And that may be something that I eventually do. Just kind of, hey guys, here's something for you. Enjoy it. Thank you for your service, sort of thing. Um, William agrees with me. It's too big when it overflows your man cave. Yep. Yeah, the local cons will let me get a table. I've actually been invited to participate for free, not even have to pay for a table or whatever. I just don't have the time. Most of them are on Saturdays, and I work every Saturday. Donate to children's hospitals. Um, Thought about that too. I actually contacted someone not too long ago. The only problem is these things are resin. They're very breakable. They could be toxic to kids that may be sick or something like that. So that's not a thing that they really want to get into. Um, see, so Sarge says, yeah, he's got another Comic Con here in May, and also a veteran here. Yep. Um, so yeah. So does anybody have? I can take off one Saturday for con. Right now that I can't. For a fact right now that I can't. Um, but is anybody like having any issues right now with the same thing? Do you guys always have? Um, I mean, are you having space issues right now? Is your wife telling you, "Hey, that's too much. Slack it down. Stop doing it," or whatever? I mean, another thing is, are you getting like all the characters that you want? Or are you just, as you print, you're seeing more and you're like going, oh, wow, that one's too cool. I got to print that one too. Cause that's been my issue. I'll print a character and then I'll get ready to paint. And then somebody comes out with something super cool. And I'm like, put the paint one aside. I got to print another one. Well, Joe, I don't have that problem. My wife does not start screaming at me or anything like that. She's been very supportive, but she's like, "Ugh." It's to the point to where um, we don't want it rolling over in the house. Yeah, he's got a point. Can always reprint older statues, what you've learned, and trash the old. Different cabinets that have smaller side thickness to give more space. Add a wraparound shelf up near the ceiling. So you don't understand. These shelves here go to the ceiling. I think there's probably there's statues on top of these cabinets. I really wish I could show you, but I mean, it's wall to wall statues in here. Um, yeah, I don't want to fill the whole house up, Garrick. um, so I mean, I've got 4 terabytes right now full of files, stuff that I eventually want to print, stuff that I probably will never print. I'll go through, I've already purged some of it and got rid of some of the files, like the Wicked Super Mario. I'll never print it, ditch it, get rid of it. The Mortal Kombat one, I'll never print it, get rid of it. But there's stuff that I still want to print. But my thing now is I'm just I'm just tapped out of space. And I think that's another reason why I've been kind of slow to paint stuff, even though I'm still printing Punisher statues. But I haven't printed anything else other than that. I'm doing this Wicked piece right now. It's in front of me right here. That's one of the heads. And again, this is 1/3 scale. So this thing is big, and I've got it all printed. I'm actually printing the last piece of the base right now but this is like, that's the, that's the gun. That's how big this thing is at 1/3 scale, 200%. And here is the part of the torso with the other head. This thing is going to stand probably 34 inches, I think, whenever I get done with it. And it's still my goal to paint a full life-size scale Punisher piece. So, I mean, that's still in the cards. That's what I'm planning on doing. So Daniel says, treat it more like the successful business it wants to grow into. Find a partner that will help you and be the next success story, doing things you enjoy and are great at. I appreciate that, Daniel, but I will never, ever, ever, ever have a partner in business again. Lesson learned. Got burned a few years ago, and I'll never go through that again. So yeah, I appreciate it though. So Rob says, I stopped all my Patreons. I've stopped printing as well. I've decided I will only print classic monsters and, of course, the Black Knight that we're getting ready to release. If you're not a member of my Patreon, I will have a Punisher Kill Crew along with a Black Knight that we're going to be releasing very soon. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's great, Rob. I mean, that way you won't, print yourself out of, your room, out of your space or whatever. So my thing is I like the Punisher. There's a lot coming out right now of the Punisher, and that's all I'm mainly printing right now, with the exception of the pieces that I already have. But I'm going to start printing some in smaller scales. I just got to. That's not a bad idea, Wraith. So Wraith says, maybe try collecting the digital, but leave it for a month or two, then select the best ones to print. That's not a bad idea. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, it's just crazy. And I mean, I still got to keep putting out content. The one thing that I'm probably going to end up doing, and I hate to say it, but I'll probably end up printing and painting a piece and then just trashing it. I mean, unless I got, find somewhere to just give it away locally or whatever, or somebody come pick it up or whatever. But I'm not sure what a lot of these other guys do. I'm not like Uncle Jesse. Guy's been doing it for what? How many years? 8 years, 9 years, something like that. And I can only imagine all the stuff that he has probably laying around his house or his room or his office or whatever like that. What does he do with everything? Does anybody know? Um, I mean, I'm sure he probably just ditches it and gets rid of it. So yeah. Um, if there's too many models, should I start selling my prints? I do it for a hobby, but I'm sure once I get like you, I have to sell. You can, man. I mean, you can. I mean, if that's what you're, if you got a market for it, like if you, a lot of people have been saying going to conventions and stuff like that to sell stuff, that may be one of those things that you do. Um, so yeah, not to kind of change the subject of what, but yeah, Enzo's here. Enzo is the guy who's been doing a lot of our statues. He's the one who's done the Punisher Kill Crew, and he, which I've got now, and I've actually been printing, and he's almost got the Black Knight ready. And this piece, if you go on to my Facebook or Instagram page, or even my Patreon page, you'll see how this guy is an artist, a true artist, and I love working with him. He's so easy to work with. And so Enzo's like just he's an amazing guy. Watch out for him. He's gonna be breaking out really, really soon. If you guys have seen the Midnight Suns piece that he did, oh my God, it's amazing. So Enzo is definitely I want to have him on the live stream sometime just to kind of talk and with him and everything, since a lot of people have seen his work. So he couldn't do it tonight, but so maybe one other night. Make it a Patreon raffle, give it away to those who support you. I could do that, but again, it's going back to that whole thing of boxing something up, packaging it up, wrapping it, putting peanuts in a box, taping it up, taking it to UPS and all that stuff. I just don't have time. Like Sundays are my day off. I usually have it off on Sundays. My wife and I get up, we'll go get some coffee, we'll drive around, we'll might go to a store or something like that, hang out for a little bit. And I usually come home and I'm back at, doing this. So, I mean, it's to the point to where, my Patreon page is locked. It shouldn't be locked. Let me figure out what's going on here. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of finding the time, and I don't want to sacrifice any more time with my wife. So let's see what's going on here. My page isn't locked. I just pulled it up here. There's the picture of it right here. I'm not sure why it's not opening up for you. But yeah, we're good. Everything is good on that. Let's see. Make it a higher paying tier so it covers itself. I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to take any more money from people like that. Am I opposed to hiring someone to pack up and ship models out for you? No, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I don't know who I'd get to do it. Let's see. This is kind of what I'm talking about, Chuck. This is kind of what started printing everything because it was fun. But most of the stuff I printed, I'll never paint. Now just looking for stuff that haven't been overdone. So I'm kind of the same thing. I got to the point where I had so much printed, I threw probably, not kidding, probably threw away 30 to 40 models. Just tossed them because I knew I would never print them. Garrick says the only solution is to quit the day job. Trust me. If this channel was supporting, helping support everything, I most definitely would. But that's what pays the bills. I would probably have to have 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers and probably a good 1,000 videos under my belt before I would be able to even remotely think about quitting. So yeah, open up a gallery. Yeah, I've talked about it. That, if I talked about doing the commercial space or whatever like that, I could probably open it up or whatever. So I have a vision of what I want to do, what I'd really like to do. Um, so yeah, how can we as a community help me? Really, you can't, Rob. I think it's kind of like one of those personal things. I think it's just one of those that, man, I just got to find a happy medium. So my idea is I would love to have like a commercial space big enough where I could do all my YouTubing, where I could do all my printing, all my painting, get it away from my house, keep my house open to my house for my family. Um, and then maybe have like some patrons, people over, like, or just guests over to do live streams, like not just on video, but here, and open it up to some of the public to kind of come and see and stuff. But I'm kind of weird like that, because then if you start opening it up to public, people see what you got, and then you might want to break into something or whatever. So, um, there's some comic book stores around here. Um, but I could do that, but I just don't trust people with the stuff. Um, but yeah, change up this basis for your display, print the one with the content, but change out for smaller for, I really don't have that problem. Let's see. Travis says he has a Logan statue, World War II Wolverine, needs to be repainted. He's on a snowy base quarter scale. Do I have a shop to sell my old statues? I do not. Yeah, I would have to retire and just do this full time. um, but my shed seems to be a pretty good size right now. Um, no, my shed out there has like stuff that's not anything related. Go full time. What are you talking about, Chuck? You talking about YouTubing? Man, there's no way I could. I'd go broke. Trust me, guys. YouTube does not pay anything for 25,000 subscribers with 210 videos. YouTube does not really pay anything for 100,000 subscribers and however many videos you have. I mean, it's not really anything to like that you could just up and quit. If you have a family, you got a mortgage, you got car notes and stuff like that, you got all these bills. Unless you got a sugar mama or you got some money that's, inherited you some money, or else you're just, you've got a damn good savings account. There's really no way to do it. I've seen people try and do it and they've just failed. And, again, right now, this is a hobby for me. I love doing what I do, because it's not a business. But when you start doing this thing full time, it becomes a business. You're obligated to make it work and everything. Yes, I would eventually like to do that. But you're right, Rob. It is a lot of work. I mean, if you think you can do YouTube, pick up a camera and start filming, and then, get the right content that you need. And then, edit it and then re-edit it and all this other stuff and then post it or whatever. And there's nothing more disappointing than you spend countless hours, days, or a week or whatever like that on a video, and then you put it up and it gets like 300 views. I mean, so that's kind of disappointing. So, I mean, if I had that mindset, I would get frustrated and probably eventually just give it up. But, I do what I do now out of my own accord, when I want to, how I want to, and I don't rely on this YouTube money in order to pay my bills and, and provide me a living, because it doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't. It gives me a little bit of fun money. I reinvest it back into the channel when I have, people like Enzo make models for our Patreon and everything. And I do that because it's fun and I enjoy it. But I've been a 1099 employee before when I used to play music and tour. And let me tell you guys, it is not fun at all. Yeah, my wife is correct. Like a lot of people that got into social media early are the ones doing well, but the most folks are making a little extra here and there and stuff. like, right, I don't know if you guys have done any studies or looked at any reports, whatever, but people are leaving YouTube by like the droves. There's tons of people leaving YouTube because they're always changing the game, if you will. I mean, they're always making some exceptions and redoing this and everything where you're just not going to make any serious money unless you're somebody like Mr. Beast or whatever. I mean, hell, you're really not. I mean, you're just not going to get rich off of doing anything like that. You know what we're doing. Yeah. So like, um, you know, I mean, by the time you and like my wife said, by everything that I got invested in it, ultimately, if I put numbers to numbers and stuff like that, I'm losing money. All from the time I do and everything like that. But I'm good with that. I'm fine with it. I mean, because this is just something that I enjoy. You know, again, if you get to a point to where if I'm doing this full time off what I have now, then I mean, God, I would have to have a side hustle on my side hustle. And I don't want to do that. I'm be stuck in the same boat that I'm in right now. So I'm going to make it work. Not going anywhere. We're going to keep producing videos, going to keep making content, doing tutorials, doing that sort of thing, doing live streams, doing all kinds of stuff. There's so much that I want to do. But right now it's just, it's kind of a slow burn, and I'm trying, unsuccessfully trying right now to organize everything out. Uh, you know, Rocket Knight, you got a point there, my friend. So yeah, they're changing the rules because more famous people are making podcasts and things like that. So yeah, so what they're doing is, you know, I think, well, they got podcasts out now. I think because they're trying to lure some of those people back. No, I'm not selling meth on the side, Chuck. I already tried that. I'm just kidding. Um, um, yeah, I appreciate that, MMQ. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that if I take my time, do it on my own accord, I don't follow any schedule or anything like that, and I do a video, hopefully it'll be decent enough, good enough for people to watch and learn something out of it. And then, you know, I'll keep enjoying it and I'll keep putting them out and keep doing those things. But if I feel the first time I know how I am, the first time I feel obligated, like I have to do it, then I'm just going to ditch it. I mean, that's just not, I don't want to go through that. I've seen some YouTubers, some 3D printers, painters and stuff like that, you know, they're like, um, I've got to, I'm putting out a video every week. I'm in a time crunch. You know what I'm talking about. And to each his own. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. But eventually you're going to get burned out, man. You're going to get burned out. Because like right now, I have so many statues and stuff like that. My collection is so big because I wanted it to be that way. Everything that I printed is not out of obligation. I've done it because I've wanted to. And so that being said, you know, there does come a point to where you're just like, whoa, gotta, you know, pump the brakes a little bit, man. So yeah, but again, you know, I thought about maybe hiring an editor that would cut out some of the time that I spend. I would just film a whole bunch of stuff and then just send it, you know, to an editor. Um, and that would definitely help me out a lot. That would give me more time to do more content. Because man, I could tell you right now, like I have spent on a single video, probably a good 8 to 10 hours just in editing alone. And to the point to where you have to just stop, get up, walk out of the room and come back. And, you know, and I suck at editing. You know, so, Rob, I appreciate it. Southpaw, how you doing, man? Um, but you know, I'm going to get there. We're going to get there and stuff. We're going to make this channel, um, keep pumping along. And yeah, so absolutely. I actually asked, was it Ross from Fohammer? Um, about, he had said something, mentioned something about an editor, that he has a full-time day job. And he seems like it kind of hinted to like the only way he can get his stuff done is because he has an editor. And it saves him a lot of time. So I've been meaning to message Ross and ask him, like, hey, is your editor looking for work, and is he reliable, and is he expensive, and all that. Ask GPT for a solution. Who is that? Let me know who that is, Joe. Um, but that may be a solution. That may be part that can help me out. Yeah, Ross seems like a great dude. He seems just real down to earth. I've chatted with him a couple of times. He runs one good channel. I love his channel. I can watch him and not get bored or agitated or whatever like that, rather than a couple other people that we know of. But he seems like a really down to earth guy. I'd love to have him on the channel sometime. Pick his brain. I know it's probably late. We're in the UK where he's at, kind of like Anthony from Greedy 3D. Anthony's a trooper. He'll stay up late for us. So yeah. Well, see, I don't know who local chat GPT is. A program, not a person. Okay, I didn't know. I've heard of people who send videos to 5 or 2 and they get butchered. And they don't turn out very well. I would like to have somebody that is recommended, just rather than just to hand my content over. And the next thing you know, there's like 150 people on YouTube using part of my content. He said he would do it. Do it. What? Do it. You just have to reach out. Who? Ross? Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll definitely reach out to him. Yeah. Okay. Did he now? Says he loves the channel. Awesome. I love this channel too. He seems like a really cool, down to earth dude. Love to have him on and just chat about what he's doing and what's going on with his channel. He's taken off. I mean, he's doing really, really good. So yeah. My channel is our channel is growing. I mean, I'm getting like probably about 30 to 40 new subscribers a day, which I'm not going to bitch about. I can just get one. I don't care. I mean, as long as it's reaching out people, and I do have a lot of people who message me and say, hey, they appreciate the content, hey, thanks for putting out this tutorial. It made my life a lot easier, and so yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Again, it's not a business to me. It's a hobby. It's something that I like doing. So I'm not going to get frustrated and just go, I'm not getting 150 subscribers. I'm not like some people who start calling out, making videos of, well, I thought this video, I put so much time and effort into this thing and I didn't get 100,000 views. That's malarkey, or, whatever they say. So, and you guys know, I mean, you guys all watch the same content and everything like that as I do, or I don't watch it, some of it, but you all watch the same content I'm talking about. But there's some good people out there. So anybody else got any other qualms or anything like that about, when is a collection too big? I know a lot of people are not like me and just don't print and 24/7 or whatever. I mean, I've got this Frozen Sonic Mega 8K right here. This thing has been running consistently for 2 weeks straight, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 2 weeks straight, trying to get this base printed for this big friggin' monster here. Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, I've got that printing right now. I've got what else I got? I have another Punisher piece I've just finished printing. Got 2 more that I've been painting here on the side and everything. I got Colossus that's getting ready to come out. You guys remember the Juggernaut Colossus diorama that's like this big that I printed last year? Well, now I'm just now finally getting around to painting it, because again, like I said, I stopped printing stuff like that. My Punisher pieces I can do with my eyes closed later on down the line. But I want to get these pieces painted and everything. And who knows, once I get this thing printed or once I got it painted or whatever, I may just give it away, but somebody's going to have to come get it because I ain't shipping this big thing. Do a garage sale. Nope, I'm not going to do a garage sale. Um, uh, yep. So can't do it for incentive. Got to do it for the love of the hobby. Absolutely. And that's why I do it. Um, the largest of the collect. What is that? Of the eye of the beholder. A collection is too big when you say it is. Yeah. Your Sonic Mega 8K is in this hallway collecting dust. Why, Quinn? Man, I love that printer. Um, yeah, Crow's only a couple hours away, so he may wind up with this big ass um, piece here. um, yeah, no room for it. Yeah, this thing does take up a lot. So I have been in contact with Frozen, and they're actually sending me some resin. They wanted me to kind of test their resin out and stuff like that. And actually going to be eventually working with them for doing some printers and stuff. They're going to be sending me some printers and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd have to scrap out my pair of X10s. I mean, the only downside to this thing, the Sonic Mega 8K, is I've had to replace the screen once. The screen by itself is $400, and that's sticker shock right there. So I just replaced the FEP in it, which the FEP in one alone is $30. I replaced it, got one print out of it, went to print it again, and it just poked a hole in it. So I took some damn storage tape or packing tape, and I put a piece over it, and it's been printing like crazy ever since. Yes, the Revo. Hopefully, I get the Revo and test it out. But they're also talking about the Mega 8KS as well, so maybe possibly sending me that. The screens are cheaper for the new model. Yeah. I think at some point, if this thing kind of the screen goes out again or whatever like that, I may have to scrap it because I'm not going to fork out another $400 for another screen. I do have two printers right now that I'm reviewing that they're good printers, but they're not great printers, I guess you could say. And one of them, I'm actually having a hard time coming up with anything positive about it. The printer is real expensive. The build plate's literally about that big. It's smaller than the GK2, and it's a very good system how it is and everything. It's auto leveling. It's a resin printer, auto leveling, auto settings, and everything like that. The cure station is phenomenal. It's just real expensive. You can buy a GK2 for what the price of the cure station is. Let's put it that way. Speaking of GK2, did you guys know that there's a GK3 coming? You know, we always got to talk about something on this channel. You learn something new every time you come on here on these live streams. So yeah, the GK3, I do know a little bit about it. I do believe it is a 13.6 inch build volume on the new GK3. It's been tested. They got a few new features that I can't talk about, but you guys are going to dig it. If they can get this thing figured out, it's going to be the next game changer. It will have the heated vat, like the GK2 does. So that's, you already know that they're going to keep that in there, but it's going to have a bigger build plate, bigger build volume, and it's going to have a little bit different setup as far as software, as far as the physical, how the vat is instead of the slide in, slide out one. But hopefully hopefully in the next couple of months, 2 to 3 months or so, whatever like that, I get a beta unit. I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah. Okay. All right. So, God, what else can we talk about? Anybody have any questions on anything? I mean, anything I can help you guys with? I mean, I know collections can just be an issue with people, with some people like myself. There are some people on some of you guys, I'm sure you just like, I'll just print one model every couple of months and paint it, put it up on my shelf. I don't have to have everything. Um, and I wish I was like that. The unfortunate thing is I like Punisher models. I like really cool stuff and I like printing. So that kind of makes her just a really bad, a really bad scene whenever I'm having to find space for everything like that. So hopefully, hopefully, we can remedy that before too long. All right. No questions or anything like that? All right. Wow, you guys are quiet tonight. Very quiet. Um, yeah. So let me tell you about my Patreon. My Patreon is you guys can go over there for $2 or $3, whatever like that. Get on our Discord. We have a pretty good Discord where we have a lot of people helping each other out, show your work, ask for help. You can contact with me directly. We can video chat, things like that. We do have models of the month that I do that I commission out. This month is going to, or this month is going to be the Punisher Kill Crew and the Black Knight. Enzo Shimamura, I think is how I pronounce his last name, is doing those. He's a phenomenal artist. He's done a lot of my models in the past. And then we have Major Blood, who is being, I saw the initial sketch and everything like that, but it's being worked on right now. And I think you guys are going to dig it. We're going to keep doing the G.I. Joe thing. So hopefully next month we'll do Zartan. Um, and yeah, so you guys will get those models to be on the $10 tier. I have to do something. I mean, I have to charge something to pay the artist because it's not cheap. So yeah, but you can join the Patreon. You can join our Discord, and hey, we can all just be on the Discord talking crap about Aaron. Chuck and them know who Aaron is. Terrell, it's okay, man. You can go back and watch it, rewatch it or whatever. But anyway, man, that's about all I have tonight. We only been here for an hour. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. 58 minutes. Beachhead will be one of them. So I'm looking at Zartan, and then I'm looking at Destro. And then I'm probably going to do one of the Joes. Probably some common one or whatever. Okay, Dan, I'll take care of that for you, man. Yeah, I'm going to do some Joe Heroes. I'm going to commission some of those out. I'm not sure which ones yet. I'll probably do like, I don't know, Duke or someone like that. We'll probably get started with one of those guys. But yeah. Hey, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. I haven't eaten yet, Rob. So yeah. Spirit and Shipwreck. Yep, I love Spirit and Shipwreck. I've got a couple of Joe the Class 5 behind me right now that I recently bought. If you're part of the Patreon and stuff, and if you're missing files or whatever, because your hard drive crashed, all you got to do is message me, and I'll get those files to you. Some of them I have to re-upload. I had to buy more. I had to buy more bandwidth, whatever like that, more gigs or whatever, so I can actually store everything. So yeah. The Joe Jusco poster model. Which one was that? Which one was the Joe Jusco model? I have to look again. But yeah, send me over a message, and Dan, and I'll get those. If you sent me a message, I probably didn't see it or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get it. We'll get you taken care of, bud. All right. All right. Well, that's about all I have. I'm going to try by tomorrow, if not by Saturday or Sunday, to release Colossus, the video on Colossus and everything. And then I'm going to next I'll be working on Juggernaut and the base. It's going to be a 3-part video series. Um, show you a couple tutorials about that, some of the things I did on it. Um, so yeah. Felipe says, I've been trying to get back to printing and painting, but I can't feel um, as excited as I did at first. Any tips? Um, I mean, some people get stuck in that rut and it's kind of hard to get back out of it. I think the one thing that you would probably need to do, Felipe, is um, find something that you really, really want to do, like just one model, print it and just don't worry about what people think about it. Do it because you want to do it. Um, and just, be proud of it. I mean, I really don't know how to answer that because everybody kind of works different. I know that's what I did. I kind of got in a little bit of a creativity rut. And finally I just had to say, you know what? I'm just not going to print anything for a while. And I didn't print anything for a little bit. And eventually I just kind of went and saw a model that I liked and I had to print it. And, I just took my time with it. I didn't want to rush it or anything like that. And it kind of got me back into it a little bit. Plus, being on the Patreon or being on the Discord with these guys, seeing all of the work that they do, seeing the progress that they've made from where they come to where they are now is a huge influence. So that's another thing. If you got people around you that can make you feel good about what you're doing, and get you excited and everything, those are the people you definitely want to keep staying around. And that's what we have on the Discord. We don't have a bunch of negativity. We got a bunch of people on there that ask questions because they need help, and everybody jumps in. So it's like you could post a Hulk model or something like that you painted, and you right off the bat you're going to have 5 or 6 people just and keep encouraging you to do better, and give you their honest opinion on it, maybe some pointers and some tips of what you could do. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I don't think you can force yourself to do something. I think you got to want to do it. And you may be not wanting to print or paint anything, you just don't feel it anymore or whatever, but it'll come back to you. If you really enjoyed it to begin with, and in the beginning, it's going to hit you back again. It'll happen. It just may not be like immediately. Um, New to the channel, does Patreon off in tips of painting? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. But we do, yeah, on the Patreon, or on the Discord, we have a lot of that going on. Yeah, Chuck is just amazing. He's one of the go-to guys on the Discord. Chuck's come a long way. Um, Crow's come a long way. I mean, a lot of these guys have come a long way, and they feel more confident in what they're doing. Um, and it comes easier to them. Would you say that's true, Chuck? I mean, with your printing and painting that you're doing now, I mean, stuff that like Mark has been doing, and Mark is killing it. Mark has been pumping out pieces left and right, and they're looking really good. So I'm really proud of him. A lot of the guys over there have just been, we don't do model, artist of the month or anything like that. I don't force people to partake in that sort of thing. I think it kind of gives you a little bit of stress that you don't need. So I encourage people to print and paint at their own pace. You'll find a piece that you really like that'll just go, holy crap, that's something that I want to do. And then when you get in a group or whatever, like whether it's my Discord or a Facebook group or anything like that, and then you show what you've gotten so far, and then people like encourage you, hey man, that looks great. Maybe try this or this or this, and then you get tips and stuff and it gets you excited, gets the juices flowing. That's what it's about. The problem is a lot of these Facebook groups are very toxic. A lot of these Discords are very toxic. So yeah, it's probably as clear as mud what I just said, but I hope maybe you got a little bit out of it there, Felipe. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we talk about everything on the Discord too, not necessarily just printing and painting. I mean, we'll talk about whatever. I mean, there's a movie channel on there. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about music. It's kind of a place for, it's kind of like a getaway or sort of thing. We'll talk about cars. We'll talk about comic books, and we'll talk about each other, and it's all in good fun. Like Chuck just said, it's all in good fun. We just have fun over there. It's just a big community. I'm not totally like anal about, there can't be nothing but 3D printing and painting. I mean, God, if you go to the Discord, let's see, like some of the channels that we got over there is just, we got 3D printing, finished works, model suggestions, failures. We'll talk about our failures. You printed what? What printer are you using? Suggestions, live stream talk. We got, you can talk about any of the brands of printers, the creators and stuff. We'll talk about model of the month, video games, tech talk, tools and products, podcasting, movie and TV talk. And then, like I said, we also have, we have a live channel over there where if you say, hey, can you show me how to do this? You message me, we'll come up with a time. We'll both get on there, a video, and we'll work together. That's the one thing that we do. So we do stay positive and we do bust each other's balls, but in a good way. It's all in good fun. Yeah. So, we got a lot going on over there, and anybody's welcome. Join the Patreon, for a couple of bucks or whatever like that to help support the channel. Get on there. I don't do a free Discord because if you do, you're going to get all the trashy people in there to start just a bunch of ruckus and everything. And we like to have fun over there. We like to kind of be a little small community. We'd love to have more people that are like-minded like we are, but we just, I don't want to have like 1,000 people on my Discord, being very toxic. Not going to happen. It's too much energy to try and deal with. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. We've been on for about an hour, a little over an hour. I think everybody's kind of like run out of questions or whatever. Maybe it's the baby face or whatever that's kind of got everybody just going, But we don't have very many people tonight, and I'm cool with that. It's okay. It was fun talking with you guys, chatting with you guys, bouncing off ideas and everything. And by all means, hey, if there's anything that you need or whatever like that, if anything I can help you guys with, you don't have to be part of the Discord or, just message me. I usually read all my messages. There's something I can, do to help you out in your journey, your 3D printing journey or whatever like that. I'm more than welcome to, Cool. All right. Don't forget, if you go to watch any of the videos, I do have Amazon affiliate links in there that I get a little bit of commission that helps with the channel. So if you like any of those products, click on those links and order some stuff. so daddy can get paid, buy me a new razor, whatever like that, so I won't gap my face up over here like I did. But yeah, do that. You know, share the videos, spread the word. I mean, I appreciate all the support, and we're still growing, guys. Slowly but surely, we're growing. Um, and we're going to get there. We're going to continue this journey and stuff. It's a consistent growth, and that's exactly what I want. I don't want just like this big spike where we go to 50,000 subscribers or whatever, and my next video, there's only like 1,000 people watching them. I've always said that. I don't want to be that channel that has 50,000 subscribers where like 1,500 people are watching it. I want them to be true subscribers that are getting something out of it and enjoying what the content is. All right. Okay, guys. Hopefully this video will be done here in the next couple of days. Stay tuned for it. We'll try and do another live stream next week. I'll try and have a guest on. I'll reach out to Ross from Fohammer and see if he would like to come aboard. Maybe Enzo might want to come on or whatever. I know he couldn't tonight. He had another commitment. But, you know, we'll try and have a couple of guests on here to make it interesting and everything. So, yeah. All right. Okay, guys, you know the drill. Hit that like button, everything. And on your way out, appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And have a good night, guys. Stay safe out there. Get out and create something. Print, paint, repeat. And don't shave your beard off if you got one. Don't wind up ugly like me. Y'all have a good night, guys, and thank you so much. Peace.